Are you thinking of camping at the Channel Islands, but you're a little hesitant because you don't know what to expect from the campground? Well, today is your lucky day. I've made a video for you that shows each and every campsite in the entire campground. So take a look at this, and I'm sure you'll find the very campsite that would be the best for you. Walking up to the campgrounds, this is the lower one, the first one. You can go to the right or to the left. Either way works. As you come to the beginning of the campgrounds, there's a very helpful sign here that will tell you where to go. We stayed in the lower loop in number 11, which was absolutely fantastic. I believe that's the one right there. And then you walk a little further to get to the upper loop right here.
This is the upper loop, and the ones with letters are group campsites, and the ones with numbers are individual. Site number 1 is quite scenic. There's a nice hill behind it, and they've got beautiful trees, some shade, a little smaller than some of the sites, but it's really close to the bathrooms, for whom that's important.
This is site number 2, which is really, really large. I just like that very much. All of the campsites have the bear box, and trust me, you're going to want to put all of your food in there all the time, except when you're actually eating. And they all have this really nice picnic bench made out of a very tough, strong type of plastic, and they're very comfortable, really nice to have. This is site number 3, a very pleasant site. Beautiful, enormous eucalyptus trees around and bushes. It's got all the usual amenities. It's just a beautiful site.
And this is Ralph the Wonder Dog, and he says, remember, leave no trace.
This is site number 4. As you can see, it is very spacious up against a hill. Do note though, it's very exposed, but there's so much room here. It's amazing. This is site number 5, and we're trying really hard not to disturb this group that's here. They're just getting set up. You can see it's very shady, which is very nice in the summer, I'm sure. With the beautiful eucalyptus trees, just like everywhere else in this area.
Occasionally it's overrun by high school kids, so just be aware of that. And this is site number 6. No privacy whatsoever, but it's a nice wide open spot, and you do get some shade in part of the day. There's a lot of shade here in general. There's huge eucalyptus trees brought here from Australia in the late 1800s.
Here is site number 7, a beautiful site, lots and lots of shade and some bushes around. Maybe a little bit more private than some of the others, but a beautiful spot.
Also, there's water and a fire extinguisher right here. So if you want to have water close by, this is a good site to have. Also, this campground and the upper campground are the only 2 places in the whole national park where you can get water. So if you go somewhere other than the campgrounds, you got to bring your own water.
Here's number 8 with another group enjoying the picnic table and the bear box. Also lots of enormous trees. You see that? They are just enormous. And the wonderful thing about all these eucalyptus trees is that they smell heavenly the entire time you're here.
Here we have site number 9. And the Wonder Dog would tell you, there he is, the Wonder Dog would tell you that there's a really nice windbreak to the left here in case it's a breezy time. And there's a lot of breeze here. In fact, it gets very, very windy occasionally. So you might want to think about a spot that has a little bit of wind protection.
Here is site number 10. Very close to the mountain there, where you will see, well, you can't see it now, but anyway, you will see the sun rise right at the top of that mountain. That's where you first see it in the morning. Here is site number 11, our favorite by far, because we stayed there, but also it's a really nice site. It's right by the dry creek that runs along. I wonder if in the summer or after some rain it might have some water running in it. That would be awfully nice. And there's David modeling it for you. Anyway, we loved this spot. This is number 12. As you can see, it is pretty exposed, but also extremely spacious.
This is number 13. And 13, once again, has a little bit of wind break here, but the wind comes from that direction, so it's still pretty exposed. Not the best site in the place.
This is number 14, and it's a beautiful site, right by some enormous trees, very close to the creek, nice and spacious. We really, really like it. We would stay here if we came again. If we couldn't get number 11, that is. This is number 15, and you might see up in the trees there, they are doing some tree trimming. That does have to happen every once in a while, otherwise these trees get out of control.
And here we have number 16. Just a typical, very open space, lots of room, some nice grass to put your tent on.
Very nice trees as well, and right back behind this couple there, you can see the restrooms. Number 17 has a really nice windbreak. And yeah, that's kind of handy in a place like this. Sorry about what's happening over there, but again, tree trimming is happening, and that's okay.
Number 18 has its own cave up here to the left, which if you've got kids that like to play, would be a really fun thing to see.
This is number 19, and I wish I could show it to you better, but you know what's kind of fun to watch? Look at that. They're tipping it right now. Nice spot anyway. Over here we have number 20. Very large space. Some beautiful trees nearby. And once again, the hill in the background.
We have number 21, which has a really nice windbreak, and yes, that's important here. And also it's very close to the bathrooms right behind us over there.
I have to give kudos for these vault toilets. They are nicely maintained, they have even tile floors, and they're super well stocked with toilet paper and little bins to dispose of stuff. So, very nicely done. This is number 22, and what's nice about it is I think it would be a little bit more private. You are up against the hill, but it's a really nice spot, very spacious, as most of them are. And check it out, bathrooms are right there. This is the trail that goes to the upper loop. It's quite a bit of a walk to the upper loop, but most of it is shaded, which is nice.
But if you have to cart your stuff in, it really does make a difference. I would recommend strongly one of those four-wheeled collapsible carts that you can carry things in with big wheels if possible, because it's kind of rough going hauling stuff in.
The walk up here is super pretty though. You can see all the hills in the background, hear all the birds. Beautiful.
And here we have the upper loop. Now the upper loop is a lot more exposed, and it's really mostly for group camping. So if you have a very, very large group, this is the place to reserve.
For example, at these group sites, they have multiple picnic benches and bear boxes. Very helpful. And just like at the other campground, there's potable water here. You can't do your dishes here though, and you have to carry out all your food scraps.
This one is B. This is closest to the bathrooms and to the water.
This is campsite C. As you can see, there are no trees around it. It's very exposed. You do have the trail right behind it, which is really nice. Beautiful trail. When you go up that mountain and you keep going, you get to Potato Harbor. This here is campsite D, another group site. Lots of lockers and picnic tables. Very spacious and a lot of shade.
This is group site number E as in elephant. And this one is really quite shady and fun. I like it. I don't like the exposed spots so much. This one is really nice. You want to be a little bit protected from the wind.
This is campsite F. It's a little hard to film because of the sun shining on it, but you get the drift. The usual picnic tables, and right there behind that bush is a bear box. Beautiful big eucalyptus trees above it. and right up against the hill. This is number 23. It is stunning. Look at these massive trees. It creates some nice shade, at least behind the trees. And the view behind them, once again, stunning. Site number 24 is gorgeous. It has this big, beautiful tree. Nice shade here. An enormous stump, must have been another eucalyptus at one point. And the view behind it is stunning.
24 has the best view in the place. It's spectacular for the morning having coffee. Oh my goodness.
Number 25 is a huge site. Little bit of shade up against a beautiful hill. Very windy today, so that might be something to keep into consideration.
And remember, the Wonder Dog says only you can prevent forest fires. And also, look at all the rest of our videos, especially our campground videos, which I know you like, because all campsites are not created equal.